Okay. Are you currently a part of a health and fitness club?
Yes, as a student, I have access to a rec class and rec flex center, so I go there as like a couple of times during the week to work out and just work towards my fitness goals and just meet up with friends. And, yeah, just have a good time.
Okay. Do you utilize the rec center or rec flex?
I use the rec center. As a commuter, it's kind of a struggle for me to walk all the way to the end of campus toward Strass.
Mhm.
So rec center is a little bit more closer.
Okay.
That's where the bus stop is.
Sure.
But I feel like the rec center is also like my ideal like workout place because it's like offers more treadmills, offers more equipment, and a lot more people go there. So
Sure. So how often do you go? You said a few times a week. Any number?
around like 3 times a week. Sometimes I go twice a week if big exams or papers come up. I usually go on the weekends, but I try to go during the week as possible.
Okay. And you said you're a commuter, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So then, where do you live off campus?
I live right next to Padawan Bingo Casino, right across the bridge. Yeah, it's really close, and the school's practically in my backyard, and it's just like a 15-minute drive, and so I always have to cross 16th Street, and conveniently the rec center is right there as I pass it. So, yeah.
Okay. Would you like to go to the rec center more often?
Yes, I do. To get more fit, just to meet more people,
Sure.
just to get a healthy lifestyle. Yeah, just to get more focus on schoolwork. After I work out, I feel more concentrated. I feel better, and yeah, I just feel great and feel healthier.
Sure. Absolutely. Uh, so why don't you go? You wanted to go more. But why don't you go more right now? Like, what is constricting you from going as much as you want?
Um, my lifestyle as a commuter. I didn't pack workout clothes and I have to take the bus later, and just a bunch of homework and assignments that I have to do before I go to the gym. Yeah, just time and transportation are two big obstacles.
Okay. Um, how do you view going to the rec? Is it more of like a fitness thing or a social aspect, or is it a bit of a combo?
I feel like it's more of a combo.
Okay.
A lot of my friends, people I know, go to work out at the rec. They chat there, they work out together, and while getting healthy at the same time. And for me, it's a place to work on both because I see a lot of people are recognized there. We can work out together and like give each other tips and yeah, just better ourselves.
Sure. Now, do you ever go by yourself, or do you always go with friends?
Most of the time, I go by myself just to concentrate on my own goals of what I want to meet.
Okay.
But like here and there, like every 2 weeks, I go with some friends, so we could share stories of how our worker routine is going and just be there for each other.
Sure. And do you think your friends go for the same reasons you do, or more of a social aspect, or?
I feel my friends go for more the fitness aspect.
Okay.
A few of my friends are really like workout like freaks.
Okay, sure.
Like they're really toned, they're really muscular,
Mhm.
and they just love to work out all the time.
Okay.
But I feel like they go for a social aspect sometimes too, just talk to people and have a good time playing basketball or stuff.
Sure. Now, do you have any friends that do they live near you, or do they live close to the rec center or rec flex, or where would you say everybody kind of lives?
I would say most of the people live around the Rexplex, but I think most of them commute to the rec center because it's just a bigger area.
Okay.
Even though the Rexplex offers more, I feel like the rec center is like a more like social gym.
Okay.
Like where like freshmen and like up to graduate students go. Even teachers go there. I've heard to play basketball sometimes. So yeah, I think that most of it, like the rec center, is like the preferred workout spot.
Okay, so because even though the rec flex is closer, they would prefer the rec center because it has more to offer in a social aspect.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so if Marquette no longer offered the Rexplex or Rec Center, what would you do?
Um, First, I would try to find other gyms that are close to campus because, like I said before, I'm a commuter and it's really a struggle to go to somewhere in another city.
Sure.
So I'll probably just Google like Planet Fitness in my area, somewhere like on the south side, something that won't be too far from campus, and well, I can still get the same benefits from a school gym. So yeah, just do a search of a nearby gym.
So even if you didn't have a free option, you would go for a paid option?
Yes.
Okay, sure. So then how about if Marquette offered the Rec Center and Recflex, but they had a price that was comparable to another gym? Would you utilize that, or would you continue to search for a different gym?
I would utilize Marquette's gym.
Okay.
Just because I love Marquette.
Okay.
And I feel comfortable in the gym, and I know that I'm just that. Even though a couple of alumni come back, it's just mostly students, and I feel really comfortable there. Working out in that area, and where everyone is kind of in the same boat.
So would you say that part of the reason why you would go is because of a sense of loyalty to Marquette?
Yes, and a sense of community.
Okay.
And of students too.
Sure.
Yeah.
So if you found another health and fitness club, and you, would you consider like the sense of loyalty and the sense of community there is a large factor why you would join it if you would?
I would consider it a large factor. I wouldn't feel really welcome in a gym where just like an open gym where like a bunch of people just have their own goals and everyone's just doing their own thing. I mean that's really great. But I would feel a little bit isolated because I wouldn't feel like everyone's like have the same goals or like working together. So yeah, it's very important to me.
So the sense of community is very important.
Yes.
Okay. So let's transition a bit. When you go to the rec, what machines do you use, or what exercises do you typically do?
I usually go on the treadmill. Okay. Since high school, I've always walked to school because it was always like within like commuting distance. So like I just like to improve my speed, improve my stamina on the treadmills. I also like to work on like strength on my upper body too, but mostly on treadmills and like for leg work.
Okay. Do you ever have any problems with the equipment being used there?
No. Everything's really clean. Everyone's really courteous. Everyone always cleans up the equipment after they're done using it. So I have no problem with the equipment.
Okay. Do you ever have to wait for equipment, and does that bother you?
I never had to wait for an equipment. Maybe because it was really no one was even there during the summer or before spring break. So I never had a problem with that, but it wouldn't bother me because I would just find something else. I just see it as an opportunity for me to work on something else.
Okay. When you go to like the rec or to any other health and fitness area, what demographics do you usually see there?
At the recs, I usually see students. I see students from every different major and school year. So I mostly see like people who are like on athletic teams, like lacrosse or soccer. But everyone goes there, and it's all over the place. And yeah, there's no like target like segment that's like goes there all the time. Everyone with the background.
Do you see a lot of like older members or faculty, or do you see a few of them at least?
I see a few faculty members. Yeah, it's nice to see them come back and have those goals, so try to get back in shape and have them really connect with students. And it's nice to see alumni come back too and engage with the students in a basketball game.
Sure, absolutely. So if you were to go to another gym, would you prefer to see people of any age group, or would you prefer like a younger crowd or older crowd?
if I go to another gym, I would probably prefer seeing an age group closer to my age.
Okay.
So I wouldn't mind if people like who are older, like some people who are teachers, and I wouldn't mind like if older people come to. Yeah, I have no problem with that.
Okay. So if it was a type of area where it was more of a social aspect too, would that have an impact? Being if say it was an older people gym, would that have an impact on whether you would like to go to that or not?
It wouldn't impact my decision. I feel like the gym is like for everyone, and everyone has to do what their goal is. So yeah, it wouldn't impact my decision.
Okay. Um, so if a majority of the users of a gym were over 60, would that one influence your whether you would go or would it?
It wouldn't influence my decision.
Okay.
Everyone is just doing their own thing, and yeah, it wouldn't affect me.
Okay. How about if the gym had like a reputation for having an older clientele? Would that influence your decision at all?
Um, it might a little bit, but not to the extent of like my my membership. I would still go. It would still kind of like make me a little bit like conscious of like how many times I go just because of that reputation.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, it wouldn't matter that much to me.
So when you say it would impact how many times you would go, do you mean you would go possibly less because of that?
I'd say it would go less because of that. Because of that reputation of like just serving older like customers.
Mm-hmm.
But I would still nonetheless go.
Okay. Okay. Then let's shift again. What social media do you typically use?
I usually use Facebook and Instagram.
Okay. Those are your two major ones then.
Yes.
Okay. Do you use them primarily to keep up with friends and family, or news, or something else?
I use them to keep up with family and friends. Also use it sometimes to know what's happening around campus, what trends are happening, what's hot. Yeah, just to keep up with with what's popular.
Okay. Do you see ads on these platforms that you use?
I sometimes I see them. I don't see them often. I don't have a complaint against Facebook or Instagram for ads.
Mhm.
So yeah, I haven't had a problem with them so far.
If you saw a health or fitness club advertised on, say, the side of Facebook or on Instagram, would you look into it, or would you just ignore it and think it's annoying or anything like that?
I wouldn't think it's annoying. I would probably see it as an opportunity. I would really be impressed by Facebook to know my preferences and to able to target that to me.
Sure.
So I would probably like check it out and find out more information about it.
Okay. Would you say that if someone recommended, say, a gym or health or fitness club, would you be more likely to check it out if someone recommended it versus if you saw it in an advertisement?
I'd be more likely to check out gym if a friend recommended it to me
Mm-hmm.
because then they have that background or that experience in that gym versus like an ad where I don't have any background. I could get some like basic facts like from the internet, but like from a friend, like they have that connection to the gym and
Sure.
and they could have like more like valuable feedback than just a website.
And that could bring you into the community more kind of thing for that gym?
Yes.
Okay. Now, of the gyms that you do know that maybe you aren't a part of, but you have learned about, how did you find out about them?
I learned about them through mostly through family. Most of my cousins go to Planet Fitness, and they tell me all the great stories of that gym um, and their time and their goals. Even though I've been persuaded to go to Planet Fitness, I still find my place here, at the rec center, because it's just part of school, and I feel more welcome there with the students and um, and I've learned through the rec center through Marquette alum, through students, through friends who have graduated from Marquette, and yeah, I just feel more comfortable
Great.
at the rec center.
Thank you.